So bro was really moving reckless then, boy. So what you said after that?
Yeah, so I was like, I bet. Bro, you touch my Legos again, I'm slap your soda out your hand.
Oh, so you was with the smoke.
Oh yeah, big facts, big facts. See, but I already knew he was gonna touch it again, bro. You feel me? So my hand is already cocked back and ready with like a full Rasengan just charging up, ready to slap his joint out his hand.
Yo, that's wild, bro. Nah, that's wild. Not to cut you off though, but could you talk about the Lego Transformer?
Damn, son, where'd you find this? Oh, hail Megatron.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Say here. Let's get right into it. Apologies, sometimes we go a bit off the rails on this channel here. On a side note though, no disrespect, if you didn't hit that subscribe button yet, you playing.
God damn, long skits at the beginning of the video, then we coming at people neck right after the intro. Dislike ratio finna be crazy this video, boy. It's alright though, it be like that sometimes.
Okay, now let me stop playing. Here we have Bumblebee movie Megatron in his Cybertronian tank mode, which is a build I wanted to do for a really long time now. And he's coming in at about 6 inches long and about 5.5 or 5.8 inches tall from the bottom wheel to the upper portion of the cannon there. So he is unfortunately not a big boy. But the crazy thing is though, I've been practicing building at smaller scales around the 6 inch to 7 inch scale size because I realize now that I actually don't have to build at this insanely large scale in order to incorporate a large amount of detail into my builds. Oh. But another reason why my builds used to be so large is, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know a lot of pieces that exist now actually existed before. So a lot of the 1x2 pieces that I used to use to build everything actually exist in 1x1 form.
Nani?
But then once I increased my library, I was like, oh,
We got options.
But anyway, on another quick side note, if you guys are interested in having me build and review your favorite Lego Transformers or mechs on the channel here, consider becoming a Super Say. The membership link for that is in the description. And included within that membership, you also get access to all of my instructions instead of having to buy them off Rebrickable or my Patreon shop one by one. Okay, now back to Megatron here. I was actually going to attempt to give this guy actual tank treads instead of these black wheels that I'm using as a substitute here. But I cannot for the life of me remember where I stored my chain link tank tread pieces that I got from this set that I bought off of Temu about a month ago. So unfortunately, I had to settle with the wheel substitute, which still looks good, but you know, the more accuracy I can get into a build, the better. Now, in terms of the build time for this mock here, what's actually kind of crazy is on top of the average scale of my new Transformers decreasing, so too has the average build time. Huh? Bro, I kid you not, it used to take me 25 to 40 hours to build any Lego Transformer that I reviewed on this channel here. Oh, and best believe we got some decent articulation going with this vehicle mode here as well. You best believe that. But here's the thing, I didn't start building faster, like I'm still laying the pieces down at the same speed. I just started building better, I guess. So for example, with those builds that took me 25 to 40 hours to complete, the reason why they took so long was because they all had this insane trial and error process that I had to fight through in order to complete the build. So say for example, I'm trying to build a car transformer and I've got 3 to 4 issues that I need to fix. I'll probably spend about 2 to 3 hours on each one of those issues in order to get a working transformation going. But here's the catch, once you learn how to solve a problem, you don't have to relearn how to resolve it when you apply it to another build. So because I built a couple of tank transformers in the past already, now when I build one, it only takes about 8 to 12 hours because I've already solved all of the issues issues I had when previously building tank designs. Now there was one thing with this build that tripped me up a little bit, and that's really only because I never actually attempted this before, and that is the hand transformation. Usually with my Transformers, I actually don't make the hands transform. They kind of just sit there and hide somewhere behind the legs or the shoulders. But as you can see in the case of Megatron here, they actually detach from his forearm and fold inside under the shoulder blade there.
What?
All I really did was just carve out the interior of the forearm here, leaving this little hole, and then add a clip and bar piece on the under portion of the forearm, attach a brick here and a smooth tile piece. Now the tile piece is vital because it allows for the clearance for what I'm about to show you. When he's in his tank mode, the arm flips back like this, but when he transforms into his robot mode, the clip and bar piece gives me the ability to fold the wrist into that carved out slot and sit right on the upper portion of the forearm there. Now that's actually a pretty easy and basic technique when it comes to Lego Transformer building, so legally I can't say das avance.
You know what? Low-key, that's advanced though. Not low-key, like off the books, that's advanced. But you know what's more advanced than that little arm gimmick that I just showed you?
My mom!
Incorrect. What's actually more advanced is that robot mode. So let's get right into it.
Okay, and now here we have Megatron in his robot mode, looking very elite, very advanced, and very crazy.
Yeah, boy.
Now, I really like the stockiness and bulkiness of this design because that aspect of it really pays homage to the G1 Megatron design, but at the same time, all of these additional details on this design right here make it look a lot more realistic, so you kind of get the best of both worlds here. Now, one thing that I find really interesting about these smaller Lego Transformer builds that I'm doing is they can be interpreted in so many different ways. For example, this build right here is actually the same size as my Bumblebee movie Starscream, but if we take a look at them, the Megatron looks a lot more realistic than the Starscream, even though they're the exact same size. The thing is though, with these smaller designs, you're allowed to be a little bit more abstract. So with the Starscream here, only the most prominent of details are built into the design. Whereas with the Megatron, the prominent details are built in, but a whole bunch of realistic details are also built in at the same time. Both look accurate, but it's crazy how there are multiple ways of building the same Transformer at such a small scale. Now, just on a quick side note, I do have the link to my merch shop down in the description where I sell shirts, hoodies, sweaters, and mugs. But back to Megatron here. I don't think we could even dare to call this Megatron if he didn't have the signature arm cannon armed and ready. And bruh, instead of actually creating a cylindrical cannon from scratch, I just created one using some tire pieces, some tank tread holsters, and by threading a Technic bar through all of those like a shish kebab. Now when I built the cannon, I was like, okay, this is fire. But then my fear quickly became, is Megatron even going to be able to pose with this thing on his arm? Because when you're building Transformers at such a small scale, you don't get access to those large ratchet or large rotational pieces like you would had the scale been enhanced, because the shoulders are going to start to look too big if you use those large rotational pieces. So these definitely wouldn't have worked on the Starscream or the Blitzwing build that I did, but they work with the Megatron due to his stockiness and natural bulk, which was perfect because those are exactly the pieces that I needed in order to give this Megatron the ability to wield that gun. Now, if you guys are interested in seeing another one of my Lego Transformer tank designs, you're gonna want to check out my Transformers Dark of the Moon Shockwave build, and I'll leave the link to that video at the end of this one.